Hey everyone! Welcome back to another video. In our last one, we talked about what a trading strategy is, and this time we're diving into how to actually build one. Let's get into it. When you're trying to create a trading strategy, there are two big questions you need to answer. The first is figuring out which market matches your investment amount. The liquidity in financial markets is a key factor that helps you choose the right trading market for yourself. Your investment in any market should match its liquidity and volume. For example, if you're working with a small amount of capital, trading in low-volume cryptocurrencies isn't a smart move because you probably won't see any real profit. It's all about finding the right fit for your fund. So, what kind of time frame are you thinking of using? Smaller ones like 1-minute or 5-minute charts can be super fast-paced and way more stressful. You've got to keep your eyes glued to the screen, and the market you pick needs to have high liquidity. Plus, you'll need to be really good at technical analysis to keep up. One of the great things about trading on a lower time frame is that it only takes a couple of hours out of your day. After that, you can just move on and live your life without your mind constantly stuck on trades. It's like a little pocket of time where you get to focus on making some quick gains and then enjoy the rest of your day free from the stress of ongoing trades. So, when you start using bigger time frames like the 4-hour or daily charts, everything flips around compared to before. Choosing a time frame is completely a personal matter and depends on many things. For example, if you're someone who gets impatient easily, going for a weekly time frame might feel like torture. So, be real with yourself and figure out what works for you. Find a time frame that vibes with you, no need to make it harder than it has to be. So, once you've figured out the right time frame and market for your trades, it's super important to have clear rules for when to jump in. You'll need to set your entry triggers, stop loss, and take profit levels. Having these guidelines not only keeps your trading organized but also helps you manage risk better. When jumping into a trade, it's super important to make sure you're not jumping in too early, whether it's time or price related. That's why having an entry trigger set up before diving into a trade is crucial. An entry trigger means you wait for the price to hit your price zone and then you establish criteria to confirm your strategy. Finally, you set a condition that acts as the actual entry trigger. It's all about being patient. The best approach is to trade like crocodiles. Crocs are the most skillful hunters on earth. They can sit perfectly still for hours, or even days, waiting for their prey. That's why they've survived for over 2 million years. You can totally create your own trading strategy using the technical analysis skills you have. First things first, just chill and wait for the price to hit your ideal zone. Once it's in that sweet spot, set some conditions for jumping into the trade. This could be anything from specific patterns to confirmation from indicators. Finally, decide on how you want to actually make your move, whether it's through a market order when conditions are met or something more strategic, like a limit order. You just gotta know that no matter what method you use to get into a trade, you need to have complete control over it and feel totally comfortable with it. It's all about confidence and really understanding your approach. The stop-loss point is basically where your reason for entering a trade goes out the window. It really depends on your strategy, like it could be behind a candle, below a pivot point, or under an order block. If you can't protect your profits, you've got nothing to shield your losses. Little by little, your investment slips away, and before you know it, you're saying goodbye to the market. Keep an eye on your gains to avoid that situation. Most traders usually have a solid plan for their stop-loss, but when it comes to preserving profits, they often have not any plan. It's funny how people can get so focused on cutting their losses that they forget to have a strategy for actually locking in gains. A bit of planning for profit-taking can really make a difference in the long run. Once you've jotted down your trading rules, a new challenge pops up. How do you know these rules will actually be profitable? To figure this out, you've got to take your rules back in time and do some back testing. It's like putting your strategy under a microscope, analyze past market data to see how it would have performed. Record your wins and losses, and after crunching those numbers, you'll get a clearer picture of whether you're likely to come out ahead or if it's time to tweak your approach. Imagine a medical student who's just finished their studies and is immediately thrown into a heart surgery. They're told, all right, with your knowledge so far, go ahead and widen the patient's coronary arteries a bit. Yeah, Right, clearly that patient isn't coming out alive. That's basically what a test in trading is like. It serves the same purpose as that hands-on experience for a med student. Just like surgeons need to practice before they operate on real patients, traders require that test run to develop the skills and instincts needed to navigate the real market. My friend, trading is definitely a skill, and just like any other field, it requires time and effort to master. It's not just me saying this, the stats back it up too. So, take your time and approach the growth and development stages of trading with patience and focus. Rushing through the process won't get you far, so embrace each step. When you're backtesting your trading strategy, it's essential to answer a few key questions to really understand how it performs. First off, what's the maximum number of consecutive losses you've hit? That can give you a good sense of how much pain you might have to endure on your journey. Next, think about your biggest win. What's the highest profit you've scored? That'll help you gauge your potential upside. Lastly, you want to know your risk-to-reward ratios. What's been your best and worst? By digging into these stats, you can get a clearer picture of the strengths and weaknesses of your strategy, which is super important for making informed trading decisions down the line. All this info is crucial for writing effective capital management rules. Plus, running backtests can really help with managing emotions, which is a big part of being a trader. When you trust your strategy and see it's profitable, it boosts your self-confidence and makes you feel more secure in your trading decisions. It's all about building that trust in yourself and your method. After backtesting, it's time for forward testing, where you need to evaluate your trading strategy in real market conditions. You can use paper trading, which basically means trading on paper, or you can try out demo accounts. However, I think it's way more beneficial to do this on a cent account or with a small amount in a real account. The reason is that you won't really get to experience market psychology, like fear and greed, unless you're in a real trading situation. Okay, hope you find this video helpful. In the next one, we'll be diving into money management. Until then, take care and stay successful.